Good morning. You found me. And I finally hit the right button. I thought I already had started the show, but I'm restarting it. Only in my mind. For you, it's all brand new. So welcome. Yeah, it's not a typical Friday to start with a few technical issues, but I did. This computer back here, I finally figured out had shut itself down, which is why my little mood lighting wasn't working. So I was working over there, and then I was like, "Ooh, it's time to start!" And I thought I hit go live, but now I'm really live. Yay! It's nice when you figure stuff out. Anyway, hi, I'm Ann Kimbrough. This is Writer's Right, where we do two 25-minute sprints in an hour-ish. Anyway, we got our music up, we've got our coffee on, let me sign into the chat, and we'll get some writing done. I've got things to do. So I had critique group last night, and oh, there's word. And I really had to force myself because all that was left for the critique group to read in that book was the end. So I had to finally write it. That's what I feel like I've been working on the last two chapters for the last 2 months, which is not how it's supposed to be. I have had other distractions, of course, but I definitely took much longer on this book than I had on the first 3 books. Maybe that will show in the writing. Yeah, it wasn't because I was taking more time to write, but I did need more time to, decide if I liked what I was writing. I did have to change some things, which happens with mysteries. So anyway, I am right. I got some notes. I need to incorporate those, and I still need probably like 2 paragraphs to finish it off, and I might do that today, or I'll just leave it because I need to now just read through the whole book. So that will be a real project I'm going to do this weekend. Let's see. I've said that several weekends though. If you hang with me, I mean well. Hey, morning, Misty. How are you? Morning, Misty. That sounds like a really good book title. Morning Mystery. But in my books, or if they're murders, it would have to be The Morning Mystery Murder. Sorry. I'm in that kind of mood today. Let's see. Our background music is from our fave. Is Relax Music Meditation. Let's see. Hey, Trinity Larson. Hello. You guys got stuff to sprint with today? Something in mind? An existing story? We will jump into it here really soon since I was kind of a little late. I thought I was on time, and then I realized I hadn't hit the second go live button. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, you missed a really great opening. But I did a second one, so it's okay. I really do need my coffee. I think the problem is that I slept too much. Can you guys hear me? I haven't checked the sound or anything. I could just be talking to myself. I do worries about where I was using a different microphone yesterday. Oh, good, you can hear me. It just dawned on me. Hey, I got this new cool microphone for when I'm recording podcasts. So you can hear in one ear and you got the mic. I was thinking of hooking up to do it with you guys, but this works. It feels more immediate and I can move around better. Let's see. Schoolwork. All right. No problem. All kind of work. Writing or mental is very good. You can bring it. You're stuck. Misty is stuck going to move ahead, different scene. Hey, that's totally doable. Oh, good. You can hear me. Thank you. Yeah. Well, let's get you writing. If you notice, I've got a new timer. This one I paid for, so let's hope this little one works. And it makes a steaming sound. I can change the sound if we hate it, but I did test a few out. Let's see, now I just have to actually find the timer on my desktop. The one thing it doesn't do well is that you can't plug in the time. You have to click. You know, everything has its issues. Oh, how did I get a second? Well, you ready for this? On your mark, get set, right! 25 minutes and a second is on the clock. Just to be different. Okay, whatever you're gonna write. Or work on. All is acceptable. Yeah, I'm gonna take some notes from the critique group, and I'm really good. I'm really so close to finishing this book. It's really it's a positive feeling. I can't say I'm excited about it yet because I've been here before with this project and then decided I needed to do more. All right. Oops, that's not it. Oh man. Oh, there it is. I'm juggling a lot these days writing wise, so you guys probably know what that's like. All right. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely sure that I had too much sleep last night. Oh, we got to talk about something later. Kindle Vella. We have to talk about that. Remind me. You know what? I should write it in the chat. So, well, it could be gone by the time I get to that. But Kindle Vella, we got to talk about that. I'll make a note. Okay. There's either a big smudge on my glasses or a hole in my vision. Oh, it's my glasses. I should do the show without glasses, but then I couldn't read. I used to wear contacts all the time. And then you get to that age that I will not admit, and you realize that you can't see up close. So I see far better up close, but I'd have to be I have to be here. Yeah, I can see there. Hi. That's how close I'd have to be to read and talk to you. And if you wear contacts, it screws up with it started to screw up with my good vision. So if I wore contacts and I wanted to read, I'd have to sit way back here, or then wear little bifocal glasses, like reading glasses things. I'm like, this is wrong. If I'm going to wear glasses, I'm going to wear ones that don't make me look like a granny. Yeah, it's all about how you look, right? Fight looking old as long as you can. That's my advice. Even if you're like 17, it's okay. Don't try to look old. I take it back. It's weird. There for a while you want to look old and then you don't want to look old. Ageless. You want to look ageless. Respected. Just that age, people respect you. I should write something about age, shouldn't I? Okay. I really... this is the right one. I found the one with the notes from the critique group. Coffee. All right, I can do this. Just gotta decide to do it. I can find the same spot. Okay, that's a different section. Do you guys write in Scrivener? I write in Scrivener. It is a beast of a learning curve, but it's really actually quite a good program. I'm sure it still does things that I'm not aware of, but you know. I took a mini class from the guy that learns Scrivener fast. That guy's, he's not even part of Scrivener. So Scrivener's so hard, some guy had to come along and figure out how to explain it to the rest of us, especially writers. And he does. But I only took his mini class just to get up going fast, and I could now probably use a deep dive. Okay, there it is. All right, here's a funny one. Have you ever heard of a word negativing? I was going for negating, but I think if you looked it up, that could actually be a word. Negativing. It's like negativity with ing on it. All right. I'm gonna stop talking to you. I am very proud that you are ignoring me, as you should. This is for people that just sometimes don't do that. Must not spill coffee. I didn't. It was just this desk should be another foot. Of course, it couldn't fit here, but I really like this desk. It's part of my mid-century modern look, which you can't see, sorry. But it's cool. It makes me happy. Okay. Negating. That's a word. And luckily my critique group spotted the mistake. Because Word didn't pop it out, so I would have to say what I typed, which does not look like a word. Must have been, man. Wrong one. I kind of like my little pot. It's called an iPot. Let's see if you like the steaming sound. I should have been checking. I guess it's counting down. That's the biggest problem I've had with the timers, is that they don't count down consistently. But those were all free. This one, I paid the big bucks for, like $1.99. Yeah, I'm really focusing, aren't I? Okay. Oh, all right. There we go. I think boastful is a better word than proudly in this context. Yeah, I think that is not. Hey, Sergio. Morning. How are you, man? How's that new idea of yours coming along? I hope all is well. Are you here just popping in, or can you write today? I mean, I'm assuming you write most days when you have time, but I meant just right now. I know my time zone isn't as friendly with your time zone as far as work and all that. And free time. Let's see, what am I looking for? Oh, incorporating notes. It's terrible too when you print stuff out and different computers give it different page numbers. I have one guy that no matter how I send it to him, his computer opens it up and every page number is the same number. So it's a whole document full of page 1, even though they are different pages technically, but the page numbering doesn't work. So it's really hard. He's got, okay, I gotta, yeah. And of course, things don't break the same if people have stuff zoomed up. And I have just as hard of a time finding it. I guess I could do the search and find it. But that would be too easy. All right, there it is. Okay. Oh, there it is. What is your guys' feelings on... I've got like a 9th century, and the document, this Scrivener took the TH and put it into the smaller script, whatever that's called. I think it looks good that way, don't you? One of my critique guys said to change it. I'm not going to change that. I guess I could override it, but I'd want it to print out that way. I guess it just looked really little to him on this document. Let's see if I zoom in. But it would look different in the book, right? Oh, this is superscript, isn't that what it's called? It got super tiny in this PDF, or no, on a Word doc, or Pages, whatever I'm using. I'm gonna have to make a note to check it when I'm formatting it. Where should I leave that note for myself? I have no idea. Oh, I started this new system where I got a bunch of just normal like school work spirals, and each one is just for one project, so I can just go through it. I'm gonna make a note in this book and put a little... Have you seen these? If I pulled it the other way. It's pretty on either side. It's got a paper clip. But if I paper clip this, then at least I can find it. You know, so there it's in my book. And I can write on it, let's see, book for Fit Girls, FG, format. Tip. Check on link search. Yeah, let's see. Almost there. Oh, righty then. We'll see if that works. Let's see. Got a haircut. Okay. Groovy. Hey, good morning. Better Days Zellers. Now, I know you have another name. Did I make a note of it? Sometimes I try to make a note of it, but I don't. I know you've popped in before, haven't you? Remind me your first name, because my brain doesn't work that way. Anyway, happy to see you. Hope you can do some writing or just visiting. This works too. We still have 11 minutes on this, my new hot timer. Oh no, somebody's calling me. Don't they know I'm busy? I don't think that's a real call. I mean, you know, it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning and they're spam calling people. I'm sure their computer system could have put that in there. Good morning, good morning. Yay. She said, yes. I know you visited before. Oh, cool. Hey, Natalie. Welcome. Got a bunch of newbies here, or first timers, or second timers, or third timers. It's really good to see everybody. So you still have a little over 10 minutes left of this sprint. See my new fancy dancy timer? Can I squeeze it? It's gonna go off like a steam. It's a little hot, one of those hot water steamer pots. I was having terrible issues with my timer. They weren't counting down. So if you notice it not counting down, like right now, what is going on? I didn't pause it. I don't get that. It did the same thing. It's something to do with my cursor. I must be putting my cursor somewhere it's timing out. But at least it was still counting. So we definitely have just under 10 minutes. Let's see. I've got my cursor on it now. You can't see that. So. Hey, Andrew. Hey, guys. This is Andrew's book. Andrew Cain's book, Dead Mage Walking. We'll talk about that. I like to feature a book every week. So, this is the end of the week. Oh. Aw, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. It is so fun to come here. I mean, there are definitely days I don't want to get up and write first thing. But on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I do. Okay, thanks for popping in, Andrew. Hope you can catch us later next week. And we'll talk about Andrew's book. So every week I like to promote someone's book. So if you guys have a book that you have on Amazon, let me know. I will put it up. And when I don't have a book, then I have to put up my book, one of mine. But I'd rather put up one of yours. And I'm out right now. I've done everybody's that asked. Oh, cool. Good to hear it, Sergio. I love that you cut your hair at the beginning of a new project. So, if that was me, well, my hair would be this length now on some of my projects. How, I mean, I know what you have gorgeous, naturally curly hair, and it's usually about here. So did you shave it off? How far do we go with this haircut? Inquiring minds want to know. Anyway, you'll have to let me know on that one. I want to get through these notes. I didn't have a lot last night from the critique group. Let's see. I highlight them in red so I can find them. They didn't have a lot to tell me, which I was shocked because I wrote this thing like a maniac yesterday morning. And I thought it'd be full of typos. But I guess my fingers were smart. Because my brain certainly doesn't work that way. If it's gold. If it is gold. Yeah, that's right. Questioning my abilities here. Well, that was like two things. I don't know, they didn't find a lot. Oh, cool. Pretty low. All right, so you didn't shave it off, but you just sort of got it tight. Well, guys can do that, and I bet you look great. People be like, do you tell everyone around you what you're doing so they can see your hair and go, huh, still working on it, huh? To me, that's like in sports, hockey does that a lot, where they don't shave their beards until they get to the Stanley Cup, championship round. Yeah, I talk like I know sports. I do know sports. All right, I got. Yeah, I got everything. Well, that wasn't very helpful. Just helpful enough. Delete. Okay, here we go. Do. boy. Interesting. The next phase of this book is the formatting it. Well, there's still my final proof. I have to send it off to my proofreader, Victoria, who sometimes pops in. And, but I format it as I go along because I write in Scrivener, which allows me to do that. So that makes that chore easier, but there's always the change it to this, to that, to put in there. No matter what, you still have to get it down to usually a PDF works the best to lock in the formatting. But then there are different programs that make that even prettier. Okay. That's good to hear. I love it when you've got a whole picture of your story. Then you go, have you outlined it in that way, or is it just in your head? I have worked with people that could hold a whole story in their head like intricately, which I think is quite impressive. I mean, I always hold like the big picture, but to see it all, I usually, in my mind, take it apart in sections to do that. And I believe in outlines for long things. Not these short books, I don't really outline them, which I probably should listen to myself and do that, but I'm lazy. I always outline when I definitely go back to outlining, re-outlining when I get stuck on anything or just think, oh, that's not right. I go back and sort of write down everybody in that part of the book or that scene's what I know of their motivations going in. Like, what do they want out of that scene or that part of your book? What they're going for, what's standing in their way, any kind of emotional arc, stuff like that. It's good to rethink it. Sometimes you can see things that you haven't. So I guess that's kind of mini outlining, spot outlining when you get into it. Let's see. I'm just going to try to write. So I already did that. Do. Good. timer ended. Why didn't it make a sound? Oh, I feel robbed. I really do. It should have made a noise. And now I have to click 25 times. All right. What happened to that? Let me see. Where's my output? It made a sound before. Input volume is ridiculously high, but I'm not going to change it if you hear me okay. The output volume. I knew I had to change that. Okay. Oh, there now. Did I sound better now? Because I did have the input output on my headset, which is I've been testing. Well, we'll see if that works next time. It has this really great steam sound. I thought it was kind of cool. All right, how did we do? Let's see. All right, let's see if I screwed anything up. Well, we'll see if that works next time. All right, it does sound. It has this really great steam sound. Oh, it's kind of cool. Can you hear me listening to me? All right. Well, that is the end of our first writing sprint. How did you do? I'm going to make some new coffee because that's what I do. I'm my own barista. Today, I'm doing a decaf. Starbucks house blend. Just because I already had, my other one was is it veranda? I won't say veranda. It sounds so, let's see. There we go. It's brewing. Still have some here. I could mix this in with it. So how'd you do on your first writing sprint? 344 words. Oh, that's fantastic, Missy. Next time. Yeah, I think it will work this next time. I think it was because I didn't have it's the biggest issue I have. And I'm just lucky that you could hear me okay. I don't know how that worked. I seriously don't. But I use this computer to do all my streaming and recording and the podcast stuff. And I'm constantly changing, and the editing. So I'm constantly changing where the sound is coming from. Sometimes I'm in my booth, so that's a different microphone. And then I have a new headset that I wear for when I'm doing podcasting. It's always different. And if I don't change it back, obviously, there's issues. Sorry. We get this steam. Can you hear this? So I wanted to talk about Kindle Vella. Have you guys checked this out yet? Vella. So it's basically Kindle is doing something like Wattpad, if you know Wattpad, where they want people to put out episodes, so a serialized story. And they said they have a lot of rules, which is good. And so I put out my lyric book, which is one I'm podcasting on, and I totally wanted to, I love that sound. So I totally wanted to do it as a book, and I was waiting till I got to the end of whatever my first season is in that podcast, because there's nothing regular about that. I've just put it out when it's like a hobby. The other podcasting I'm doing about the scary stories stuff, that's we're approaching that. That's like a business, and that's going to have once we're ready to launch, we'll have a bunch of episodes, and that will come out regularly. And I think we're going to do it every other week for that one, because otherwise it might not be sustainable. We're finding out how long it takes to edit those, because we're not just sitting there reading the news. We of course we wouldn't be sitting there on a podcast for your ears, but we're actually sort of go into the story, and there's a lot of sound effects and stuff to make it a fuller thing. It's not just two people talking about some crazy news story. The coffee. The smell. I love the smell. All right, and I've got some creamer. If I can pour with my left hand. Hey, how about that? Yes, it's really coffee in the creamer. Sometimes I feel like I'm drinking creamer, not coffee, based on the ratio. I wish we had smell-o-vision. But, I mean, you know coffee. You know that smell. I mean, even if you don't drink coffee, I would think you would like the smell. To me, there are some smells that are sort of like a writer kind of thing. One would be coffee. And the other is like a bookstore. That smell of paperback books. Oh, and then the other smell of also books, but old musty books, like in an old bookstore. Those are all smells that to me are just so writerly. Ooh, cinnamon! It's good for your heart, right? Oh, the podcast. So, the one podcast that is the nonfiction one, we haven't launched it yet, but it's called I Scary. So there is an I Scary Story website. So we do post some of the stories that we're going to talk about there, just to sort of get things going. So we have the podcast. Oh, we have the blog. But the other one, the one I'm actually turning into for the Kindle Vella, is called Lyric, A Mother of a Fairy Tale. So it's a YA fantasy. It's an audio drama. So it's a fictionalized, it's kind of, I believe it was sort of something I started during the pandemic when we were locked down and was testing out podcasting. So it's more of like an enhanced audiobook because I try some voices. I have artificial intelligence voices that I use and sound effects and music. It's something. It's okay. I'm proud enough to mention it, so I wouldn't be embarrassed if you listen to it. I'll give you the link. I'll give you the link if you want to listen, because you can do so for free. But that's what I'm turning into this book on Vella. So, you know Wattpad, right? So check it out, because I don't think it's technically launched yet. It's just open for you to start loading your stories. And I forgot what the split is. I should have been more, because I didn't care. Because Lyric is sort of something that, it's a tester thing. Let me write you down. Let's type in I believe this is right. You think I would know? Oh, my own website. Lyric. It's hosted by Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout. Oh, that's not Buzzsprout.com. I'll check real quick. But what it is I think, so Vella, they're going to put out your first 3 episodes, they're calling them, are free for anyone to read. So it's also going to be a fun reading thing. But then after that, you have to pay for these tokens. People have to pay for these tokens to read more of the story. I don't know how much the tokens cost. I don't know how many tokens. I think you might be able to set how much the tokens are. But based on that, if people use tokens to read more of your story, then that's how you make money. And that's how Amazon, or Kindle in this case, which is Amazon, makes money. Let's see. If I can find this. Yeah, lyric.buzzsprout. Okay, this is it. I think I typed it right. So, that link will take you to my a website for this podcast. That's an audio drama, and I have 4 episodes up. You can listen to them for free if you want. Anyway, that is the story that I'm putting on Kindle Vella. So check out Vella if you have a serialized thing. Okay, I gotta get you writing again. I'm chit-chatting, but check that out. And also, Andrew Cain's book, Dead Mage Walking. If you like, a mage, of course, is like a magician, and he's this sort of a magician recluse that's trying to stay away from it all. I'm not sure why yet. He's got issues. But the magical, dark magic sort of coming his way, and he has to come out and fight it. So it sounds like a real fun story. If you like magic, which I do. All right, we have 25 minutes on the clock. One of these buttons makes it start. On your mark, get set, right. Yeah, I hit the right one. Excuse me. Fingers crossed it makes a sound. If it doesn't, I will make a steaming sound. How about that? Each equally interesting to anticipate. You're welcome. By the way, it's VELLA. Not sure what it stands for. I like the way you spelled it better, but just so you find it. I'm sure it would still pop up. I think it'll be a fun thing for writers and readers. So I put up my first one. They said it had to be, anything you submit, you have to get approved. So I imagine it's some kind of bot system that's approving it, but mine was approved. By the time I checked it again the next morning, it was fine. So approved. So I've got one up, although I don't think I don't think it's all live. I wonder when it goes live. And so I need to put up, obviously, at least 3 more, which I have story. So that's one of the things on my list to do. But now we're going to speed write, because that's what we come here to do, if I let you. Oh no, I didn't know that. Sorry. Well, like most things, they're probably just, it's brand new. I mean, I just heard about it 2 days ago and it's already about to be live. So I'm sure they already have a lot of other authors into it, right? They can't just announce it and 2 days later hope there'll be enough authors to submit work. So I'm curious to see what it'll look like when just everybody can tune into it, check it out. Excuse me. And I imagine they're just starting in the US, and if it's successful, they'll go bigger. Fingers crossed. But I'm sorry you can't do it. You could always go to Wattpad. I did try Wattpad years ago, but I didn't get it. Like anything, I'm sure I'm going to have to promote it, right? So I don't know. I've got enough to promote, and I'm not ready to promote anything that I have yet. I'm getting close. The other podcast that I'm doing, the I Scary, that one, we have everything we're working for right now is content that we'll use to promote the podcast. So it's a big plan. We're going to have everything. We're not winging it. You'll see, Lyric, I'm kind of winging. I wung it, if it's past tense. Anyway, that audio drama, I just did it because I needed something to do. And I was testing out my equipment, my abilities, and what I could do. So it's more of a test project. I learned a lot doing it, and I love it. It's fun. It's a fun story. And I was surprised how much I could do with production just by myself. Because the goal before the lockdown last year was I was going to go to LA, have a lot of actor friends, and I was going to get them, you can rent studio time, record stuff professionally. It doesn't cost that much. And I was going to record the voices and then take everything back and edit it. I wanted it to be real voice acting with actors that knew what they were doing. But of course, that didn't happen. And originally I tried to do it with some remote people doing the voices, but they weren't actors, but they were podcasters that wanted to help. So they had the equipment to record it, but they didn't have the acting talent. They were just, they were great doing their kind of podcasting, which was more nonfiction. But they were so nice to help me because it actually did help me improve what I was doing. And I learned a lot. And I learned that you really do need real actors. So it's all a learning process sometimes. So I relied on myself, and I got out of my comfort zone to do some voice acting myself, which it still probably would be better with a real actor. But yeah, it was fun. Take a listen. Don't expect too much, and you'll be really surprised. In the beginning, I asked, I told just family and friends, and they were all like, "That's you?" Yeah, that's me. But as you'll listen, as it goes on, I found this program that does artificial voices. So they're actual really human voices. I've mentioned this before, so if I'm repeating myself, excuse me. but you plug in what they're saying. So that's the artificial part. And so it can sound a little funky. So I was playing around with that to see how I can use that. And so you can hear that they're not really live people that were talking, but it's not bad. It's better than me doing all the voices. So, limitations. But the hard part, and what I learned a lot, and that's come in handy with this new podcast, is how time consuming the editing part of podcasting is. And a lot of people, they just do the interview shows and they just put them out with probably very little, if no, editing. And that's not what we're going to do. I don't know if you guys listen to NPR, but NPR is sort of to me, the gold standard. They do some news interviews that are really cool, that are heavily interviewed, multiple different, they look at the story. So if they're talking about being at a factory, you suddenly hear the factory sounds and they're at this factory, and then a different voice will pop in from the factory. It's just like they take you into the story, and that requires a lot of extra editing. And that's our goal. We want it to be more than just two people talking about something. We want you to feel the story as well, which will help when it's a scary, spooky story, right? Anyway, that requires a lot of time to edit. And that's me. I'm the editor. I love that sound quality. It's fun to do. It's just hard to do. Anyway, now's writing time. I must focus. Where's my buddy Allie? Allie always yells at me to focus. I just got to come up with these last 2 paragraphs there where everyone just says bye. You want to get rid of them. You got to end the story. I already know what the little twist at the end is. Not the twist, but like the last little sting of their story where you're like, oh, gotta get the next book. So I just gotta finish it. Tessa, hey. Oh my gosh. Aw, I'm so sorry about your foot. Jeez, girl. Yeah, I'm sure writing is hard on your phone. Well, outlining. You can make some bullet points. I appreciate that you were actually trying to use the time to for the creative side. Man, I hope you feel better fast. Aw, I hate to hear that. I guess we could say at least it wasn't a hand or a wrist, right? Keep that writing. Hey, what you could do? Does your phone have a feature where you could talk text? You could talk text yourself, or you can the feature that does talk text could also work in your notes section. It could also work in your email, so you could email yourself bits of story. How about that? Just talk it in. Of course, people around you would hear it, but if you have a little privacy or enough privacy, just a thought. I agree. I have my phone is a Samsung. So what I like about it is that it has the writing feature, the notes. This is a Samsung Note, so I can, I can write. Can you see it? Now you see that. Now I have to. Later I'll find that and go, why did I do a scribble on my notepad? But oh, good. There you go. Dictation, the proper word. Well, tools like that can be real helpful. I'm not spelling well. I fixed it. Anyway, hope you're better, girl. That's not fun. Not fun at all. Right, I figured. So, well, iPhone does that. Yeah, if you could get on and do the Google Doc dictation on your iPhone, right? It's funny. It's like our phones are more powerful, it seems, than our computers sometimes. It's just that it's so tiny. You could blow it up. I finally got my dad to upgrade his phone. And we had an old iPhone 8 around because my everybody else is iPhones except me. I do Samsung Notes. So we had an old 8 around, so we used it for him. I finally said, you have to do this because I'm very carefully trying to transition him out of driving. He still drives and he's still good at it, and I'm not gonna tell you how old he is, but you would agree with me that he probably shouldn't be driving anymore, even if he is good at it. So anyway, he actually took the talk. Do you have to have these talks with, usually would have with your children, you have with your adult parents. Excuse me. And anyway, my whole thing is, you can Lyft and Uber places. You have as much control as hopping into a car and putting yourself at risk, and others, but mostly you. Excuse me. I am draining. Everything's starting to bloom, which is a good sign, except for my sinuses. Anyway, he took the talk very well, and he finally agreed. And I don't even know what kind of phone he had before. It was like a little tiny phone that flipped open. I mean, it was like ancient. And you couldn't read the screen. I don't know how. And of course, he never texted or do anything. So he's learning all that now, which is really fun. I get a call every day. Choking myself up. The funniest thing was that he called me, and so he has a girlfriend, and she's always at his house, and so they were testing. She has an iPhone, but she's no better at it, even though she's had it for years. So they were testing the FaceTiming each other, and I don't know what they did, but they got it into some kind of loop, and they couldn't undo it. So they called me, and I could hear it because they were sitting, right next to each other, basically FaceTiming, and you could hear it echoing everywhere. and they can't stop it. I finally just, I don't have an iPhone, so I don't know. I don't FaceTime. But, there's a X, there's a red something that you can hit. They couldn't see that. So I just told him how to, restart his phone. And that worked. It ended the call. But I get those calls now every day of something like that. I'm sure they'll catch up. They'll figure it out. I went over yesterday and gave them a lesson. So every time I'm there, I spend about an hour to show them how to add contacts to their phone. But the problem to me was I was trying to help him add contacts, and the I and the O on the iPhone keypad, it didn't matter which I hit. It was always the wrong one. And I'm watching it going, I'm touching it. So I'm even frustrated. I'm like, my phone just seems so much easier, but it's only because I know it, right? I don't hit the things that bad. Execution. Allergies. I think it's also the cream. Cream is not good for when you're allergy issues. Excuse me. So I should have a mute button so I can clear my throat. It's actually fine the rest of the day. It's just sort of when you get up to. You get moving around. It's great when I go swimming because, I don't know, you're exercising, you clear it all out, you're good for the day. It just catches up with you while you sleep, I guess. All right. 7.5 minutes. Let's make them count. I'm always talking to me first because I'm the one that doesn't. I just need a couple paragraphs. It's actually more than that. It's probably half a page. Half a page. Just everyone says goodbye. Say their final goodbyes. All the characters. Or grumbles. Not all my characters leave happy. I just need something down so I can edit it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remind yourself that. It does not have to be perfect. Editing is for that. Another COVID test on you, or did they come up with a new test? Right. Inquiring minds. Well, I hope you're okay, Tessa. Have you had the vaccine at all yet? Or I don't know. I know they roll out different in different parts of the world, but I hope the test comes back negative. Oh, yikes! Your 13th test in how many days? I mean, do you feel like congested? I mean, there are other cold, or there are other flus and stuff out there, right? It doesn't all have to be COVID. But did I mention this, guys? I did read an article, I think I did mention this, that, that's why there's a flu season and a cold season, because one of them tends to push the other one out for a while because it dominates. You're vaccinated. Oh, wow. Well, you're probably fine, but they have to be on top of that. You'd want them to be. I hope it comes back negative. And coughing can happen for many reasons. But anyway, that was the whole gist of the article, that COVID could do the same thing, that it sort of pushes those other flu and cold out. It sort of takes over. It was an interesting article. I should have a link, because I can't explain why, but why I didn't even know that to be a fact. I mean, I knew there was a flu season and a cold season, and so it's because they kind of take over. I guess our bodies say, hey, we're just doing this right now, so let's kick that out. Why don't we have something like... something good should take over. Not like a virus. There should be a everybody feels perfect season. Yeah, that's where's that perfect virus that makes everyone happy. Yeah, that's why I'm a writer. I can make up stuff like that because it's not reality. Oh. The timer is getting down to the end. I actually introduced 2 characters in my goodbye parade. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut to this guy. It worked! I don't know if it's very loud. It's not painful. What do you think of the whistling? I don't know how to turn it off. There you go. Our pot is boiling. Time for warming up our drinks. That's sort of cute. I know. It wasn't painful. There are other sounds that I can set to it, which are... There's some really annoying sounds. And I know there's another steaming sound that's like a high-pitched whistle. That one's not good. I will protect you from that. Oh, wow. Well, I sure hope you can get out of there soon. But are you in... So you're there for rehab and you're quarantined too? I hope they're protecting you from the other people more than protecting other people from you. Because it sounds like you've been vaccinated and you probably are fine. Yeah. Well, I'm glad everybody's safe. That's all you can hope for, right? And if you're kind of quarantined, then no one's around. You can actually talk to Google Docs and dictate your story. Who cares if they hear? I don't know. It'd be hard. It'd be hard to oh, that's not the right word. I want to approached. Sorry. How did we do? Time to finish off whatever that thought was. Yay! You liked it. Cool. I did too. It's just mild. It's mild enough to make you look up without going, oh my God, it's an alarm. And sometimes those buzzers, you got enough things that beep in your life. So now you have a little steam. Anyway, I hope you got some more word count, some more editing, some more outlining, some more thinking done during our sprints. I was a little bit long today, but that happens. I'm glad you hung with me. I hope this will jumpstart the rest of your day to be fun and creative, even if you're sitting in a rehab hospital. Hang in there, Tessa. We're all sending you good wishes. And for everybody else, I also send you healthy, healing, happy wishes, creative, oozing out of your fingertips onto your laptop. Ooh, that sounds like you might have to clean something up, but you know what I mean. Have a fun, creative day. However that will manifest for you. I hope it most of all just brings you inspiration and a desire to sit down and do some more writing this weekend. Yay! I hope it is, if it is your weekend. I know I definitely live in a city where everybody has a different weekend. Cool. I hope to see you guys here again on Monday if you can, but I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time if you can join me. If not, there are recordings. You can join me there. And if you can comment even after the fact, I will notice. Please like this video. It will help other people find it and find us so they can join our sprint writing community. In the meantime, take good care of you, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks, Misty. You're back at work next week. Well, I hope you can pop in when you get a free moment again. I was really happy to see you come again and join us. It's nice to see friendly names pop up in the comment section. All right, take care. Sending you out there in the world with